Wall-to-wall media coverage of the missing submersible this week has been so overwhelming that you may have wondered if anything else was going on in the world. It's unfortunate how the news media, with its thirst for clicks, can often ignore so many stories of substance. Joining us now is Dr. Marc Little, the founder of Cure America Action, Inc., and the author of The Prodigal Republican, Faith and Politics. Pastor Little, welcome to the show. It's good to see you this evening. All right, I will say this submersible story has definitely been fascinating, but I was watching the news yesterday and it's all I saw. There's so many other stories going on. I think oftentimes people think the media can be biased, but they don't realize they're framing as well. They pick and choose what you get to see.
Well, you couldn't be more right about that. What we are the victims of is state-run media, and it's quite frightening, actually. We heard just yesterday that, in fact, they knew that the sub had imploded on Sunday. But when did we hear it? What, on Tuesday, Wednesday? And it's unfortunate because you know what? There are a lot of families hurting, and I certainly pray for those families that lost those folks there in that submarine, and I really do. But all around our country today, there are children who have gone missing. There are families who are hurting. There are children who have been kidnapped and sex trafficked. There are children coming across the southern border whose families will never see them again. In fact, some of them have been sold. We have a lot of problems in America. And the state-run media, at some point, we need to start talking about looking at that Times v. Sullivan ruling and figuring out there's got to be a line for the media that they should not cross. We've got to get back to reporting and finding out what's really going on in America and not the narrative that they want us to hear. It started out as a search and rescue mission, when all along it was a search and recovery mission. The deceit that has been promoted, that was a search and recovery mission. And the resources that were called upon from all around the world to try to find those folks who they thought perhaps were just out of communication. It really breaks my heart. Because it tells you the state of affairs politically and journalistically in our nation.
You know, when I think about the church and Christians, or any American for that matter, in this country, you're at the mercy of what the media chooses or chooses not to cover at the end of the day. How should Christians be talking about this?
Well, I tell you, thank you for that question, because I'm here in Washington, D.C. at the Faith and Freedom Coalition, and I prayed with some pastors just last night. And a part of the answer to your question is that pastors have to have moral clarity. How do you have moral clarity? First, you get it in the Word. And then, like the tribe of Issachar, you have to discern the sign of the times. You've got to look out on the horizon, look into your community, talk to people. Not just preach from the pulpit. And we have to understand what's happening right in the street in front of us. That's how we find out what's happening in our families and in our communities. And then we have to have moral clarity to tell the truth. If we don't tell the truth from the pulpit, guess what? They're only going to get what we tell them for the most part, because most people are not like you and me, Lyndsay. Most people don't know day to day what's happening in the country and even the world because of the jobs that we have and the media that we pay attention to. We've got to talk to each other, and pastors have to tell the truth. The nation needs moral clarity, and now is the time to get it.
I like that, and God is the God of truth. Pastor Marc Little, good to see you this evening. Thanks for being with us.
I'll see you again soon, and have a great weekend.
All right.